Hi, I'm Teresa Marie from Teresa Marie Wellness, and today I want to talk to you a little bit more about the first principle, the first universal diet truth in my clean and colorful solution, and that is to simply eat less processed food. That's a pretty subjective statement, and it's pretty hard to quantify and identify what that really means, and that's what I want to help you with today. So first of all, what's wrong with processed food, right? It's food technology. There's a lot of really smart people out there creating really clever products with the intention of making eating easier and healthier, right? So what's so wrong with it? I mean, for crying out loud, the guy who invented the way that we process wheat, modern wheat today, won a Nobel Prize because we quadrupled the production of wheat supply and was able to feed people in nations that we couldn't feed. But now that wheat is causing issues, more and more issues in people today. And we don't really fully understand that. So essentially, when we're talking about the processing of food and why I say eat less of it, I'm going to keep it really simple. What's happening, I think, with food technology is that we're just starting to outsmart ourselves, maybe more than we need to. We are very simple beings. Our bodies have not changed in the thousands of years that we've occupied this space. We're just these little organic beings. But all of the food that we're putting in it, most of the food we're putting in it these days, is not the same. It's being created in labs, it's being genetically modified, and there's all these different things that are coming into our body. So a perfect example is sucralose, right? So that is a 0-calorie sweetener. It looks like sugar, like you can bake with it, it looks just like sugar. It tastes just like sugar. In fact, it started out as sugar before they processed it and put the chlorine in it so that you don't get any calories out of it. So when you eat it, it tastes like sugar and it looks like sugar, but it's not, and you get no energy for it. That is a very confusing process for your body. So I think that if we could just think of in terms of eating simple food that your body knows what to do with, that we will be happier and healthier, and we'll see a lot less disease in this country. So then how do you identify a processed food? Everything's not as obvious as sucralose, right? So I've got two things I want you to consider when you're trying to identify which are the foods you might want to start eating less of. The first one is, would your grandmother or your great-grandmother, depending on how old you are, know what to do with it? So if you took this product and you put it in her kitchen, would she know how to cook it? And the second thing is, does it have an ingredients list? An ingredients list is a very, very good indicator of how processed a food is. So ideally, best case scenario, there is no ingredients list, right? So I'll use the example of a potato. A potato is great. You could take a potato, you could put it in your grandma's kitchen. She would know exactly what to do with it. And it has no ingredients list because there's nothing in it. It's just a potato. So that is obviously an unprocessed food. We'll also have minimally processed foods. So when you start to look at the ingredients list, you'll see items on there that are those items actually foods? Like, is potatoes listed as an ingredient? Well, that's probably a minimally processed food. So when you're looking at the ingredients list, try to stick with things that the ingredients are actually foods you could eat, that you could actually buy separately, and that they have less than, let's say, 3 syllables, because it's pretty hard pressed to find a vegetable, a nut, a seed, a whole grain, an animal, something out there that has naturally has more than 3 syllables. So those are good rules to go by. Now the last point that I want to talk about when we're talking about eating less processed food is, do you have to eliminate all processed food? And the answer there is no, and that's why I have phrased it as less. I just want you to start looking at your diet and seeing what is in a box and what could you translate to bringing in a more wholesome product. It is not entirely realistic to eliminate all processed food from your diet today. I probably have processed food every single day. I'm not perfect, nobody is. But it's about dialing in and being aware. So that's it. Those are my rules to looking for, watching out for, and looking for replacements for those types of foods. We want short ingredients lists, and we want to make sure your grandma knows how to cook it, okay? Now, stay tuned. I'm going to talk on the next video about the second universal diet truth that makes up the clean and colorful concept, and that is about eating all 5 colors every day. Until next time, bye-bye.